This terrifying story is brought to you by our community. So let's start this creepypasta with a little background. It started on a Tuesday. A completely ordinary, boring Tuesday. I had stayed late at the university library cramming for finals. By the time I packed up, the campus was nearly empty, and the parking lot felt way too big for how silent it was. I was on the second floor, eating cold ramen by the window, when I noticed him. I really hope they don't mind me reading their work. It's pretty good. So yeah, let's talk about it in the comments. 10.5 because it gives me an excuse to read and share these amazing stories with all of you. We've got a special treat today because our community has raised enough money to unlock a bonus read. So let's go ahead and jump into it. And without fail, every month we manage to raise a decent amount of money for charity, which feels amazing. So thank you all so much. If you want to help support the channel and get access to exclusive perks like these bonus reads, check the link in the description. I was hiking with a group of about 8 other people. We were all friends, part of a volleyball team, okay? The hike was supposed to be easy, so we weren't prepared with flashlights or anything. About 2 hours into the hike, we realized we were lost. I wanted to keep going. I was convinced we would find the car park eventually, but no one else was for it. Eventually, I agreed to stay put and wait until morning. Everyone agreed to stick close together, and we found a nice spot to camp out for the night. We started a fire, and each of us took a turn telling scary stories. As the night wore on, though, the mood lightened, and everyone started drifting off to sleep. I was on watch duty. I sat a couple feet away from the others with a stick for a pillow. I could hear leaves crunching and sticks snapping, but I paid them no mind. Suddenly I heard footsteps. Footsteps near me. I looked around and saw no one. I called out to the others, but they were fast asleep. Thinking it was a trick of the forest, I drifted off myself. In the morning, I woke up to see a bunch of footprints circling my tent. The others were nowhere to be seen. I called out to them, but no answer. The sun was rising quickly and I was worried about what the others had done. Had they wandered off during the night? Had they gotten lost? With the tent ripped open, I started following the prints, expecting to see the others wandering off into the trees. But the tracks led to a cliff. All 8 of them had wandered to the edge of a steep drop and fallen to their deaths. I don't know why I was spared, but I was. I found the volleyball team captain's phone in the rocks below the cliff and called the police. When I told them what I'd seen, they didn't believe me. I suppose it sounded crazy. 8 people falling to their deaths with no signs of foul play. The forest was searched, but nothing was found. The police assumed the team had argued and jumped to their deaths as a whole. They never found the bodies, though. No one knows what happened to them. To this day, what do you think? You ever get that feeling like something's watching you? Let me know down below because this story certainly left me with that feeling. And if you want more stories like this, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. I read these stories in the hopes that they bring you pleasure, but also because reading creepypasta is my favorite hobby. And I love sharing it with everyone else who enjoys it as much as I do. Same figure. Same face, staring straight up at my window. This time I called the police. He arrived 20 minutes later, but by then, he was gone. Not a single footprint, nothing caught on the security camera. The officer asked me if I had enemies. If I owed anyone money, I didn't. I barely even had friends. They brushed it off, said I must have seen a shadow, but I knew what I saw. That night, I locked everything, double-checked all the windows, left a knife by the side of my bed. I didn't sleep. Every creak of the floor, every gust of wind, I thought he was already inside. Around 3:12 a.m., my phone buzzed. One notification, an airdrop request. From someone named Looking Up. I felt my hands go cold. I didn't even have airdrop on. The image trying to come through was black at first, just pure black. Then it brightened. It was a photo of me lying in bed, taken just moments ago. It's from outside my window, but my curtains were closed. I didn't wait. I grabbed my keys and bolted out of the apartment barefoot. Didn't lock the door, didn't care. I just ran. I drove to my sister's place across town and stayed with her for 3 days. I told her everything. She believed me. But when we went back to my place to pack some of my things, everything was exactly how I'd left it, except for one detail. There was a single photo printed and taped to my bathroom mirror, same picture as the airdrop. Me sleeping, only now. There was something new. a pale hand resting gently on my shoulder. One I know didn't belong to me. I never went back. I changed my number, my address, everything. I moved states. No one's seen the man since. But sometimes, when I wake up in the middle of the night, I swear I can feel that same heavy gaze, watching me from the corner of the room. And sometimes, it feels like I'm not the one looking into the mirror. It's the mirror, looking into me. That's when I saw him, just standing there, near the far end of the parking lot, between two flickering lampposts. He wasn't doing anything, not walking, not moving, just standing with his head tilted slightly like he was studying me from across the lot. I figured he was just another student, or maybe a late-night security guard. But something about the way he stood completely motionless made my stomach tighten. I didn't want to seem paranoid, so I didn't rush. I walked to my car, unlocked the door, and got in calmly. But before I pulled out, I glanced back one more time. He was closer, only 3 spaces away now. Still not moving, still just watching. The next day, I forgot about it. Stress does weird things, and finals week messes with your head. But the night after that, it happened again. Different place, different time, same man. This time it was after a late shift at the diner I work at. I walked outside, lit a cigarette, and there he was, across the street, standing in the shadows behind a bus stop. Again, motionless. No phone, no bag. No sign he was waiting for anyone. He didn't move. Not even when cars passed by, not when I went back inside. Not even when I peeked out again 15 minutes later, still standing there. That's when I started to feel the fear settle in. Not the sharp kind, but the slow burning one. The kind that makes your chest feel heavy, like something's watching even when you're alone. 3 nights in a row, he showed up again, outside my apartment building. I want to thank these folks for helping make this episode possible, and a huge thank you to the author of this creepypasta. In fact, I've been loving making this series for the past year, and now I want to say a huge thank you to our Tier 4 patrons. Thanks so much for supporting me. Now here's one of my favorite parts, Lost in the Woods, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Our patrons rock. Thank you guys so much. And finally, as always, I want to say thanks to everyone for listening. Stay sweet, and don't forget John shot first.